What's up, guys? D-Rich here, and I am bringing you. I'm not really bringing you anything. I don't know why people always say I'm bringing you something, but got some Black Ops here for you today. Pardon me. I drank some really strong tea last night at like 10 p.m. and yeah, apparently it was like pretty strong, and it was a bigger glass than I realized. And I was online playing Black Ops, surprise, surprise, with a few friends of mine, and we were basically face fucking the opposition repeatedly. So yeah, what you got here is some Nuketown double XP weekend. Pretty standard stuff. You guys are familiar with this game. I don't think I need to go over like any. There's no genius setup that I broke out here. There's nothing really out of the ordinary. I just wanted to do a commentary. Wanted to talk to my peoples. So here you go, some cool little gameplay. I think I finished this thing up like 69 kills, by the way, and I don't know, about 20 deaths, something like that. Pretty much had our way with them, and hella fun, good times, good stuff. Double XP weekend, Nuketown 24/7. It piques my interest in Black Ops. And kind of according to how well that goes will directly impact how much Black Ops I play for the next couple of weeks, or until the next double XP pops off. So this was hella fun. Played the shit out of it for about 3 days, and really enjoyed ourselves. Was able to get almost entirely through a prestige by voting for Demolition a lot, as you would probably guess. And yeah, that's about that. A lot of stuff to talk about. Want to jump right into a little shout out for my man C Raccoon 420 Crackoon. I like to call him you know, Crack the Don, Joe Crack. You know what I'm saying? All the little Fat Joe references that I think they're funny, but they may not actually be. When you're going on 4 hours of sleep, though, you just kind of wing it sometimes. But he just did a little commentary, of course, Black Ops, and it was about balance, you know, versus complexity and balance in Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty in general. And I thought he made some great points. I reached out to him, hopefully to do a dual comm to kind of talk about these things. You know, those are things that me and my friends will often set in lobbies and play games, and we argue about a lot of these things. I don't want to say I have strong opinions, because you know that kind of sounds like I've got this strange point of view and I just don't see eye to eye with people. I'm opinionated on it. You know, I've been gaming since Atari 2600 was, you know, the only option you had. You couldn't really, to my knowledge, I mean, I'm sure there were games on PCs, but nobody had PCs, guys. I'm talking about the 80s, as I reveal my my old manage. Yeah. But I've loved games. I've been passionate about them, opinionated on them for years. Would have loved to have been able to get into, you know, the type of business that would allow me to make some calls on what goes on in these games, because, you know, I mean, we all feel like we've got some special insight, that we could do it better than the developers. I mean, those guys are professionals. They do what they do. They outsell the competition. Of course, I'm speaking about the Call of Duty teams, Treyarch and Infinity Ward. You know, they've outsold sorry, the competition for the last, what, like 5 years. So they know what they're doing. They're doing something right. But you know, I'm gonna link you know, Crack's commentary down here and let you guys go and kind of hear his input on it. But he was talking about how Halo doesn't have a lot of the problems of balance that Call of Duty does, and I agree. You know, I submit that it is because of the simplicity. And to be perfectly honest, that's why it's still to this day, even though these other games, you know, the other Call of Duties since then are great and fun to play, and they've got all their cool little things about them, and it's cool to have, you know, the option between a Blackbird and a Rolling Thunder and all this stuff. But, you know, Call of Duty 2, it was simple. It was basically, it didn't matter what team or faction you were on, you had basically the same gun. You know, it was maybe reskinned a little bit for the British or the Nazis or whatever, but there wasn't anything that was particularly that just average Joe couldn't pick up and at least use to some degree. Of course, you know, your quicker people, your people that have some sniping skill, sometimes it seemed like they maybe had a heavier advantage. I don't know if that's the case, because if you throw one of the light machine guns on or an MP40 in Call of Duty 2, you can rape face just like the guy that's got the you know, the scoped car or what have you. So, you know, it's pretty balanced. There were no kill streaks. There was no such thing as a UAV, so you didn't have to worry about ghosts. A lot of these things. So I think COD 4 struck a really nice balance there, and I think that's kind of the common consensus. I'm not saying anything that you guys haven't heard before or haven't thought yourselves. So hopefully they go back close enough to the Call of Duty 4 game, yet still bring us some new mechanics and things. And I'll tell you what, like I say it every time I play Black Ops, every time I play, I don't know exactly if this is right or not, so not like I'm breaking some news to you, but I've heard it said from other commentators that have this, you know, these rumor reports and all this stuff, so take it for what it's worth, honestly. But I've been informed, and I've read and I've seen that they're going to make the knifing an equipment, so, you know, you won't be doing really well and you know, turn a corner on a guy that just bought the game, you know, that night, and he can freak out and hit the right thumbstick and panic knife you. I agree with the Market J 100%. I think knifing is cheap. Call of Duty 2, you either had to hit a guy directly, like basically on the crown of his dome to kill him, or you had to hit him twice. And I think that's the way it should be, because, and it presents like a really cool thing in these games, because if you and another guy like happen to run out of ammo at the same time, and you get a face-to-face encounter, I cannot tell you the hilarity that can ensue from dancing around each other trying to be the guy that gets two quick melees. It was just so fun to have those moments. You got people jumping and meleeing and dancing around, and it's funny, but it's fun, and it takes some skill to be able to do those things. But to get these lunges and so forth, I think that's kind of whack. I think it needs to be an equipment, if anything, or a two-hit kill. I mean, that's just my opinion. But if you look at my combat record, you're going to see I get knifed a lot. That's the #1 equipment that kills me. I'm horrible at it. I use a tactical button layout. So, you know, it's a weak spot for me. I try not to, I try to control you know, these interactions with the other players so that it's not a face-to-face thing that often. But you know, just my thoughts on that. He was also, you know, talking about Halo, man, and it made me think, like, we really kind of, I took Halo for granted. Like, Bungie is such a great, like, I mean, it was genius what they did. It was really simple, you know, arcade style, and it was extremely balanced. Every single thing did have a downside. Like, I had not thought about that until Krakoon mentioned it, and I was like, dude, everything had some kind of a downside. Like, there was an answer for everything. So hopefully the Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, and whatever that other squad is can, you know, take a page out of the Halo book and refer back to Call of Duty 2 and Modern Warfare, the first one, and bring this thing back, and let's get it going to where it's all about fun, and it's not about figuring out an angle and which gun is the most OP to use. Let's don't make the game for noobs. Let's make it for gamers, hardcore. Dirty South, stand up.